There's no need to read between the lines. It's plain to see the West is growing increasingly worried that a mass buildup of Russian troops around Ukraine could easily tip from saber-rattling into all-out war.
We're now seeing the largest concentration of Russian forces on Ukraine's borders since 2014. That is of deep concern not only to Ukraine, but to the United States and indeed to many of our allies and partners.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken back in Brussels, his second trip in a month, meeting with the Ukrainian foreign minister and NATO allies for emergency talks. Skirmishes between Ukrainian forces and Russian-backed separatists have intensified in recent weeks. Since mid-March, the Kremlin has reportedly massed more than 80,000 troops along Ukraine's eastern border and in Crimea. This Sky News video shows a Russian camp set up 260 kilometers from the Ukraine border. Close by, a military field camp has been erected.
Russia's considerable military buildup is unjustified, unexplained, and deeply concerning.
On Tuesday, Ukraine's foreign minister urged NATO to intervene, floating the idea of more sanctions and military support.
The price of prevention will still be lower than the price of stopping the war.
Russia denies it wants war, but its intentions are unclear. Some speculate the buildup is a distraction from the failing health of Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny. Others think it's a test for U.S. President Joe Biden. Either way, Russia shows no signs of backing down, on Tuesday accusing Washington and other NATO countries of deliberately turning Ukraine into a powder keg. The Russian foreign minister questioned Washington's motives in the Black Sea, where U.S. warships are due to arrive any day.
What is the United States doing with their ships and military personnel, constantly organizing some kind of activity along the lines of NATO in Ukraine, thousands of kilometers from their own territory? That question remains unanswered.
As tensions mount, the U.S. on Tuesday pledged to deploy an additional 500 troops to Germany as soon as this fall. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, who is also in Europe this week, said these forces would help prevent conflict and, if necessary, fight and win. The Biden administration keen to show it has no intention of cozying up to the Kremlin, and a stark departure from the Trump years.